Remember when I said if you're looking for a fall read, this is the one for you? This is not the one. As much as this one is the one, this one is the opposite of that, okay? Hello my shiny baes, hello my besties. We are in fact very late for this wrap up, but you know what they say out there in the streets, better late than never. Also, if you can hear the washing machine, well, that's just something we're gonna have to deal with because Lauren is in fact washing her clothes. She needs them so she's not running around naked, okay? We'll be back shortly. And we're back. Guys, the washing machine has finished, and so now we can actually proceed to chat. First of all, grab your Alani, preferably Witch's Brew or Dream Float. That's a great flavor. Or Sherbet Swirl, probably one of my favorites. Or the pink one. Or the orange one. Those are really good. And sit your ass down and let's discuss the books that I read in October. That's not true because it's October right now. The books I read in September. Are we late? Yes. You're watching this. Oh my God, you're watching this on October 17th. I'm very late. But let me explain myself. I put a little poll on my Instagram stories asking which ones you guys wanted first, if you wanted the wrap up or the Manacled vlog. And most people voted for the Manacled vlog. So that went up before this. So if you're not in charge of what's being posted, that means that you don't follow me on Instagram. So I'm just gonna wait for you to take the time and do that now. That's great. I'm so glad you did that. Welcome back. So because you voted for the Manacled vlog, the wrap up is a little late. And also because I was in Spain and I couldn't film the vlog then, and then the Taylor Swift video went up and it was just a whole thing. So we're late, but it's fine because we make the own rule. We make the rules. Guys, I read so many books in September. Okay, I'm gonna tell you everything about them with no spoilers, of course. I'm gonna tell you what I rated them and how I read them, if it was audiobook, Kindle, or paperback. And let me just tell you, I've been in a reading slump for as long as I can remember at this point. I've been in a reading slump for I think 5 months, like since May. I literally was in a slump for 5 months. And I have dragged myself out of this because I read, let me tell you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I read 19 books in September. 19 books. And let me just tell you, some of them were audiobooks, but most were not. I was in my audiobook era and I was actually able to physically read books this month. Oh, I'm so excited to tell you about them. We've had some misses, but we've had a lot of hits as well. So, you know, I feel like I need to take my glasses off because you guys keep seeing the glare. I'm so sorry. It must be done, I think, because look at that glare. It's pissing me off. Okay, let's keep it like that for now. Let's see. I might need to take the glasses off. I'm gonna start... Jesus, my voice came back there for a second. I'm gonna start with the most obvious one because it is the one you guys saw me read last. You guys obviously saw me read Manacled and Alchemized. I don't have a physical copy of Manacled because that is not allowed unless you bind it yourself. And let me just tell you that I've tried binding books and I physically can't. So that's just not gonna be happening for me. I fear I'm never gonna have a copy of that book. But I read Manacled on my Kindle and I read Alchemized right after. If you want to see the full vlog to that, you can go watch the vlog. It is the last one I posted. No, it's not. It's the one before the last one. Correct. Yes. Do you like my Taylor Swift cardigan? We are so life of a show, girl. Yeah. And we're also so fall right now. Oh my God, the lighting is fucking with me too. Nobody wants me to succeed today. If you want to go watch that vlog, you can, but Manacled is spoiler in that vlog. So if you haven't read Manacled, maybe that's not the vlog for you, but Alchemized is not spoiler. However, they are pretty much the same book in different fonts. So do with that information what you will. Manacled started out as a Dramini fanfic and it was put in AO3 and then taken off because it was getting traditionally published, and that's Alchemized. So you do not need to read Manacled to read Alchemized. You don't even need to read Manacled at all if you don't want to. Alchemized is basically a better version of Manacled. Like, it is with all the Harry Potter references taken out, of course, for copyright reasons and just because, well, because J.K. Rowling's a bitch. And you heard it here first. But Alchemized is basically the same thing without all those references. The names are changed and the magic system is like way more in depth. And it's more built on. It has more politics and religion, and it just combines everything you really love in Manacled, and it was put into Alchemized. I think Celine Yu did a fantastic job taking a fanfic and making it into a traditionally published book, because I think that if you read a fanfic and you love it so much, you obviously want the core and the bones of the fanfic to stay the same if it's getting traditionally published. And I think that that's what they did with this. And that's why it is so perfect in my humble opinion. So I read Manacled first. I don't rate fanfics. That's not within the fanfic etiquette, but it is one of my favorite things I've ever read in my life. So again, do with that information what you will. Now, Alchemized, I can rate because it is traditionally published. And let me just tell you, 5 stars. 5 stars. Another one of my favorite things I've ever read in my life. I immediately, when I finished Manacled and Alchemized, I went on my God tier list on my notes app and added them there because it is fantastic. It is so painful, but so beautiful. Like, Manacled has a special place in my heart because I read it first and because I do love Hermione. Like, I don't like J.K. Rowling, but I love Hermione. I love Harry Potter. I love... Guys, the lighting is really just fucking with me, isn't it? As soon as the washing machine stops, the lighting starts going. Why? Why are you being that way? It's fine, I'm gonna fix it. It's fine. Okay, wait, I think we slayed. Yes! Oh my god, a plane is passing by. And the train. Oh my god. I'm telling you, nobody wants to see me succeed. What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about Alchemized. Okay, so 5 million stars. Quite literally the best piece of literature ever. Like I was saying, Manacled does have a special place in my heart because I love Hermione. I love fan fictions. I grew up with fan fiction. So obviously it does hold a little spot. You know what I mean? But Alchemized is a better version of Manacled. So you do not need to go find Manacled. It's not even, I don't even think there's a legal way for you to find Manacled right now because you'd have to like download it illegally or something like that. And it's better to just not do that with the author, in my humble opinion. So read Alchemized because you will be amazed. It is the best piece of literature ever. And like, if you go into this without reading Manacled, without knowing anything about Manacled, you'll have an even better experience because you won't know anything. Like, you won't know what's coming. You won't know where the story's going. And I think that that makes it even better. Farron and Helena are going to absolutely steal your heart. It is going to be painful, but it's going to be beautiful. This is like a dark gothic fantasy romance. It does have a lot of romance. The story wouldn't be the story without the romance. So I know a lot of people say like, don't go into it for the romance. I say don't go into it for spice and for smut and like insta love or anything like that, of course. And do be aware that the story has a lot of triggers. So search up your triggers. It is very heavy. It is set during like a wartime kind of thing. So it does have a lot of like sad shit going on. It's war, you know what I mean? It does have a lot of politics, has a lot of world building. It ties in religion with politics and weaves it into this beautiful story about these characters. But it does have so much romance. Like, at its core, it has romance. It does. And the romance is the most beautiful thing ever. So I don't think you shouldn't expect that. I think you'll still love it, even if you're excited for the romance. I just have seen a lot of people be like, Alchemized is not a romance. And although I do get that it's not a romance by any means, and it's not like a rom-com, and it's not a romantasy, it's definitely a dark fantasy romance. However, the romance is still in there, just like the fantasy is still in there, just like the dark is still in there. So you can't have one thing without the other. With this story, in my humble opinion, if you take out the romance, you take out everything. It is so heavy on that, but then it is also so heavy on the fantasy. And like I said, search up your triggers because it is a very dark story. But 5 million fucking stars, incredible, god tier. I feel like I've yapped about it enough. So go watch the vlog if you want, but read Alchemized. Just fucking trust me. Trust everyone that's been telling you to read it. It is that good. It is 1,000 pages. But I read Manacled that's 1,000 pages and Alchemized back to back and I still ate it up. So that just tells you that the story is phenomenal. Then these next two I did listen to on audio. Alchemized, I read the paperback, and then Manacled I read on my Kindle, and these two I listened to. Feathers So Vicious, that's book 1, and then Shadows So Cruel, book 2. And it's The Court of Ravens, a dark fantasy romance. Okay. Let me tell you, this took me by such surprise. My mom listened to these first, and then she was like, you need to read them. And I've had them on my Kindle for such a long time, and I just never had that push to go and read them, you know? But then as soon as my mom was like, it is so good, that's all I needed to hear. Also, look how cute that is. Guys, my camera keeps stopping. What's happening? Sorry, I'm late. My camera was throwing a Be aware, this is a dark fantasy romance, and it is in fact a throuple. Like, it is 3 people involved in this romance. I do wish I knew that going into it, because I need to throw her under the bus right now, because I specifically asked Eureka,
Hey, is it a throuple? Because I'm not in the mood for a throuple right now. I'm not in the mood for a why choose. Like, I just really don't want to read that right now.
And she said, no, like, no. You'll be so happy. It is. For 99% of the books, it is a throuple. Yes, the last 1%, there is a choice. So it doesn't end up being a throuple, but it does start off as a throuple, and 90% of the story is a throuple. So beware of that before going into it, because I do wish I knew. If I knew, it would have been rated probably a little higher, but because I just really didn't want that, I rated it a little less than I probably would have if I knew, you know? So in these, you follow Melir, Sabian, and Galantia. You get everybody's POV. Both of the guys are part of the court of ravens. They are essentially ravens. Like, they turn into actual ravens. And I thought that would be silly and goofy, and I would be like, why the fuck are they birds? But no, I actually didn't feel that way at all. They made it really cool and not cringy at all. Like, I felt more like Damon Salvatore bird rather than like Big Bird Sesame Street kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Anyway, they are both part of the Court of Ravens, and there's like a bunch of conflict going on between kingdoms, and they take Galantia from her kingdom. They snatch her up and take her to the Court of Ravens. So it's a bit of like a kidnapping trope, and you do have like the super nice one and the super mean one, and you have her torn between both. You have a throuple situation. You have a lot of different fantasy aspects. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but a lot goes on in these. There is a little bit of some sad parts as well. Wow, I actually felt a lot when I was reading these, now that I think about it. For some reason, I like completely forgot that I felt so much, but I did. I really enjoyed these. It was like such a fun listen. The audiobook was also really good. So if you don't want to paperback read them or Kindle read them, I highly recommend the audiobook. The first book, Feather So Vicious, I rated 4 stars. I had such a good time with this one. The second one, Shadow So Cruel, I did rate 3 stars, but that's for that reason that I told you guys, is I just didn't want the whole thing to be a throuple. I wanted more. Like, I wanted the specific team that I was in. Again, I don't want to spoil for you, but I wanted the specific team that I was in to just be the whole thing. I didn't need that other aspect at all. So I did enjoy book 1 better than book 2, because I thought it was gonna end by book 2 and it didn't. So that's the only reason. But regardless, Feather So Vicious, 4 stars, and Shadow So Cruel, 3 stars. Very fun dark fantasy listens, and spicy, romantic, just had the whole shebang. I really enjoy these. Like I said, the audiobooks slayed. In case you're wondering, my camera's still throwing a fit, so yay. As you can see, I don't look the same as before. I am wearing something different, and my hair's different. I went to the gym because, hear me out, okay? I was filming, but I had to keep stopping because the sun, I guess, it goes down. It's what it does, which is crazy because it clearly doesn't know the world revolves around me. It thinks the world revolves around it. Anyway, so it started going down and the lighting kept fucking up. The camera for some reason kept turning off for who knows what reason. It didn't want to vibe with me. And then the laundry kept going off and planes and trains kept passing by. So clearly nobody wanted me to film this video, okay? So I was like, I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I'm not even ahead, but I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna eat dinner and then I'll be back. And here we are. Now the laundry's done. The lighting is gone because it's nighttime. And I feel like the planes and trains are done. And hopefully our camera doesn't fuck with us anymore. Let's proceed. This next one taught me not to judge a book by its cover, okay? It is in fact Mariposa. Now, as you can see, the cover is beautiful, right? And so you were probably wondering, Larry, what does that mean? It taught you not to judge a book by its cover. Well, I judged it thinking it was gonna be good because the cover is beautiful, and it was god awful. So just because something's beautiful on the outside doesn't mean that its insides are not rotten. Oh my god, wait, that's horrible. That's horrible. Let me explain myself. All right, Mariposa. So this is a dark military romance, and it's a standalone, and I was very excited to read it because, like I said, the cover is gorgeous. Like, this is probably one of my favorite covers I've ever seen, and I know that the FMC is Latina, so I was like, I really want to read this. I want to love this. So I went into it with very high hopes. Maybe that's on me. I probably shouldn't have gone into it with those hopes, you know what I mean? Maybe I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, but I fear I was forced to DNF this book at 50%. I got so deeply into it and I had to DNF. I could not go on. Like, if I had kept going, that book would have been 1 star, like so deeply 1 star. So I instead called it quits and DNF'd, which means no stars at all. Obviously, I'm not going to rate something I haven't read, but it essentially follows this girl and she goes to the military and it's the story between her and her instructor. Now, this would have been good if everything about it was different. Hi. You want to stay with mommy while she talks about books? Yeah. Yeah, you do. Personally, for me, this book felt very chopped and rushed. I feel like it didn't have any development with the characters, the relationship, or even themselves at all. In one POV, they were like, oh, we hate each other. Like, she hated her instructor hated her. It was like this whole thing. And then in the next POV, they're hooking up. Where the fuck did that come from and how did I miss it? I have no idea how I didn't see that at all. Like, I was waiting for a slow burn. Like, this is a forbidden romance, okay? Not just for the fact that he's her instructor, but also because he is her ex-boyfriend's dad, okay? So it should be very forbidden. And I love me an ex-boyfriend's dad, okay? I really do. I love Birthday Girl. It is one of my favorites. I really enjoy that trope from the most part from what I've read. I don't think I've read way too many, but for the ones that I've read, I feel like I've had a good time. But with this one, it was just done so weirdly. Like, everyone was very okay with the situation. Everyone was super chill about it. And I thought that was really weird. And like I said, there was no pacing. It was more so just like, oh, we hate each other. All of a sudden we're making out and we're obsessed. And so 50% in, I was like, okay, I gotta stop it right there. There's no chemistry. Like, I quite literally can't do this, right? And then I skimmed the end because I was like, well, I still want to kind of know what happens. And so I skimmed the ending. I would have rated that -5 stars for the bullshit they pull in like the third act breakup kind of shit. The things they pulled from what I skim read, ooh, I would have hated it. Now, again, you might not want to trust me because I did DNF this 50% in, so I'm fully warning you, but I hated this book with every fiber of my being. So I'm very glad I didn't get the paperback. I would have loved to support the Latina author though, because I'm pretty sure she is Latina. So I would have loved to really enjoy this book. That's why I wanted to give it a try. And I love the cover, but it just didn't give what I wanted it to give, sadly. So DNF for Mariposa. I mean, we had a lot of 5 stars this month, so we have to have a couple misses. You know what I mean? And Mariposa just was that for me. Next up, I did Dream On by Jennifer Hartman. For some reason, I was going to say Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence did not write this, can confirm. This follows Lex and Stevie, and from what I remember, it is told from both POVs, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. They meet in high school in like a drama class. They're both in plays, and he is a aspiring actor. She's an aspiring actress as well, but he already had like roles by the time that they meet, so he's already on his way to stardom type shit. And they have a play together in high school. Then something happens that I'm not going to spoil for you because I'm pretty sure it doesn't say in the back. Yeah, no, nothing says in the back. It just says everything fell apart. So some very terrible shit happens in high school and they don't talk anymore. And now it is years later and they see each other again, stumble upon each other's paths for some reasons that, again, I don't want to spoil for you. And he is, at this point, very fucking famous. Act 1 is the past, and then the rest, you get the present. So you do get to see them in high school and like what happened, and then you get the present now of them not liking each other and having this really bad relationship, and you get to see why. So I hated this. Which is so upsetting because let me just fucking tell you that I love Jennifer Hartman. I love Still Beating. Still Beating will always be one of my favorite books. I really liked Lotus by her as well. I hated The Wrong Heart, and I also hated one of the other ones that I don't even remember the name. It was like a duet. There was like a part 1 and 2. Anyway, this managed to also be terrible. It was a YA romance, which I did like that. I really needed a YA at the time that I read this. I really wanted something to just be cute and fluffy, and for me to get to know the characters and all of that without any spice. Like I didn't want any of that. So I really enjoyed that aspect of this book. However, the characters, okay, I liked Stevie a lot. And I liked Lex in the past chapters. I absolutely hated this man in the present chapters so fucking much because the reason why they don't talk anymore really pisses me off. Like, really pisses me off to the point that I could not forgive this man. I just hated him. And President him was so even fucking worse than I imagined. Like, it didn't even seem like he felt guilty, even though I know he was, but he just, oh, no, I can't. Just thinking about him pisses me off. But I really do enjoy the writing, and I really liked the past chapters. It was just up until the moment that I found out what happened and then all of the present shit that I hated. So 2 stars for Dream On. 2 stars because I did really like the past. Like I said, I like the fact that it was shaped in like different acts. I love Jennifer Herman's writing, but it just fell short because I hated him and I hated what happened between them. Like, in my humble opinion, she should have just said fuck off to him because he did not deserve shit. So 2 stars. For Dream On. Again, we have to have some misses. You know what I mean? You win some, you lose some. Guys, Beepster's laying on top of me, so I can only make certain movements, okay? Which is why I'm lagging over here, but don't worry. I'm on it. I just can't move. You can't move a cat when it decides to lay on your lap. You know what I mean? You can't do anything about it. You have to just wait until it wants to leave. Then I read If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Look at this cover. Tell me that's not beautiful. You'd be lying. This book is literally a cozy Gilmore Girls vibe. Okay, like if you want a fall book, this is the one. You need to read this one absolutely fucking immediately. It's set in a small town in Vermont in 1997, so you have all of the amazing fall aesthetics. And not only is it a small town, it is also a neighbor romance, and it is kind of reverse Grumpy Sunshine, and it is single dad. Are you fucking kidding? Like, basically, she moves into this small town that her grandma used to live at. Her grandma? Her mom? Her grandma? I think it's her grandma. It is most definitely not her grandma. It is most definitely her mom. Guys, it says right here in the back. Why did I think it was her grandma? It is not Mima. It is her mother. Her mom used to live at this small town. She moves there to take care of her mom's bed and breakfast when her mom sadly passes away. So she moves to a small town. It's like a big city girl going to a small town and then falling for the golden boy of said small town. He is like the neighbor everybody calls when they need sugar and when they need their cat pulled out of a tree. He's just basically everyone's best friend. Picture Luke and Lorelai, but the complete opposite. Like, picture him being Luke. No, that's not correct. Him being Lorelai and her being Luke, because she is more reserved into herself and doesn't really want to talk to people, and he is just all up in everybody's business, friends with everyone, and he's a baker, so he also has like that aspect of Gilmore Girls vibe because he's a cook just like Luke, and he has 2 little girls, and I feel like they added so much to the story. Guys, even the cover looks like Gilmore Girls to me. Tell me that this gazebo doesn't look like the gazebo in Stars Hollow, and that dog looks like Paulinka. What? And even the back, the market, looks like Dozie's. Are you kidding? Incredible.
Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now.
Anyway, it is a slow burn. It is a fall festive read. Like, there's like, it is basically like you are inside Stars Hollow in the fall. Oh my gosh, perfect. I had the best time. It is not the kind of book that's like, oh my God, gonna change your life. You're gonna think about this for the rest of time. It's not one of those, but it is so good. I highly recommend. I rated this one 4 stars. Absolutely ate the shit up. Beepster, decide what you want to do with your life, bruh. I've never called you bruh before. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for, wasn't it? You're right. But he moved, so now I can move. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. If It Makes You Happy. Ooh, fantastic. Oh my gosh, I really loved this. Like, it literally just felt like a hug. If you want to get comfy and cozy, like if you want to spend a Sunday afternoon when it's raining, if you want to spend that reading, this is the book for you. 4 stars for If It Makes You Happy. If you're looking for a fall read, look no fucking farther, okay? I have read a couple fall books so far this month. Nothing has been as good as this one. Hopefully I'll have some more fall reads for you soon. I'm hoping I find some good ones. Speaking of fall, I read People Watching by Hannah Bonin Young. Another one that the cover is so fucking beautiful, okay? I started this book on paperback. I read, I'm pretty sure, half of it in paperback, and then the other half I did on audio. This book follows Prudence and Milo, and Prudence is in this town to take care of her mother who has Alzheimer's, and then Milo comes to town when his brother sends an SOS, and they meet, and he starts to kind of give her sex lessons, if I want to call it, like dating lessons, sex lessons. He starts giving her lessons. Anyway, I don't want to tell you much about this book due to the fact that I hated it. So there's that. Remember when I said if you're looking for a fall read, this is the one for you? This is not the one. As much as this one is the one, this one is the opposite of that, okay? I've never hated a book so much in my life. No, that's not true. I actually have a book I'm going to talk to you guys about in my next wrap up that
I have such harsh feelings towards. Like, just thinking about that book makes me just, my fight or flight kicks in. You know what I mean?
But anyway, this book, oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad. Here's the thing. Prudence did nothing for me. I didn't hate her or love her. She was just kind of there. She was fine. There was nothing to her. Milo, on the other hand, that man, the urge I had to jump inside of this book just to hit this man in the face. Oh, unbelievable, okay? Not that I'm judging this in particular, but I do get a little bit icked out by this, okay? Prudence is a virgin, which is totally fine. And Milo is not. He has a lot of experience. Again, totally fine. I've read this trope before. I don't care. But then she asks him how many people he's been with sexually, and he goes,
Oh, like, estimating, I'm not really sure, about 200 or so.
come again? Literally, come again, because you clearly have been coming everywhere. What the fuck?
200 or so, maybe. Don't really know, lost count after 199. Like,
What? Sir, rewind that shit back. No, throw the whole man away. Absolutely fucking not. No, I hated him. I hated him. He was also just the worst. They meet, and right away he's like,
can't wait to tear her walls down and fuck her and be with her and blah, blah.
and I was like, okay. Don't love that. And then he starts calling her Killer. Like, he gives her a nickname. I'm pretty sure the nickname is Killer. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. And he starts calling her Killer, like, right away. Gives her a nickname right away. I'm like, you don't even know this person. Why the fuck are you giving her a nickname? And it's not even a nickname that, like, was because of an inside joke or anything. It's a nickname because someone else said something about Killer, and so he got it from them. Oh, it was just so bad. And also, like, oh my god, the third act conflict was for no reason at all. It was for, like, a day. It was the most unnecessary shit I've ever seen. The family dynamic is, like, really important in the beginning and then completely let go of in the end. There was so much unnecessary shit. Oh, I read half of it, and then I had to physically stop myself right there before I ripped the book to shreds and listened to the rest so that at least I could be coloring while I'm reading it, so it's not a complete waste of time. That's how much I hated it. But the cover is very beautiful. This is what's really funny. I love Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonin Young, so it's not like this author is a miss for me. I loved that book. This just felt like it was by a completely different person. If you told me that an author I usually don't like wrote this book, I'd be like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
because of how much I hated it. No, oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. The only people watching I know is by Conan Gray. This doesn't exist to me. I had originally rated this book 2 stars when I first read it because I was trying to be kind, and there were some things about it that I did like the fact that it was over. For that, I gave it 2 stars, and at this point in time, it is a 1. It is a 1. It is deeply a 1 star. The paperback and the audiobook. So, I'm so sorry. While we're on the subject of ex-boyfriend's dad, so Wildcard by Elsie Silver. I finished the Rose Hill series by her. This is the final book of the Rose Hill series by her. So you have Wild Love, Wild Eyes, Wild Side, and Wild Card. My favorite will always be Wild Eyes. Wild Eyes is
everything to me.
I love it. Skylar and Wes, like, they are unfucking beatable. That book is 5 stars for me. I love that book with every fiber of my being. So it would be like, probably Wild Eyes would be my number 1, and then Wild Love, and then Wild Card, and then Wild Side. That would probably be my list. This is Ex-Boyfriend's Dad is what I was going with, the ex-boyfriend's dad transition. That didn't really work because it meant nothing. It follows Gwen and Sebastian, and they meet at an airport one day and have great chemistry, really click right away. And then they don't see each other again, don't really talk, until one day he goes to meet his son in person that he finds out he has. He didn't know he had this son, okay? And then he meets his son's girlfriend, and that's the woman from the airport that he was obsessing over for months. So clearly it is a very forbidden, very awkward, a little bit of a slow burn kind of dynamic. Ex-boyfriend's dad, he's like the grumpy pilot. She is the yoga, sunshine, live life to the fullest type of baddie. That's all I remember about it, honestly. Now, about this book, I really enjoyed it. I really, really did. I love Elsie Silver's writing. I always do. I really liked the spicy scenes. I really liked the dynamic between the characters. It was fun. Some of the things I didn't love, though, were he was very immature. Like, I felt like this man was literally 19 years old. That is how immature he was. He, like, punched a wall when he was mad. That's a huge red flag for me. Absolutely fucking hate that. He was arguing with his son over her, and although I get that, like I said, birthday girl, I get that. I really expected the dad to be a little more mature, and I expect you to care about your son a little more than you did. I don't know. It was very strange the way he was acting. Like, I feel like when you're going after your son's ex-girlfriend, we have to have some kind of decorum, right? Like, obviously it's a weird situation already going into it, but I feel like you should grovel, right? And try really hard to get your son's forgiveness. Sebastian was the complete opposite. Like, he was literally like, knowing that what he was doing is wrong, knowing that it was a really bad situation, he still was like,
Well, if my son can't accept it, fuck it then. He shouldn't be in my life. I'm like,
that is your literal fucking child. Like, I know you didn't know he existed until recently, but what? I don't know. And he also was like, there was a line. Granted, we got this line from his POV, and in his POV, he was like, oh, why the fuck did I just say that? So he did realize that it was a really weird thing to say, but he was like, I can fuck you better than him. Once again, sir, that is your son. So yeah, the one-sided beef with the son really just didn't vibe with me, and he was very immature, but I really liked their relationship. I really liked when he actually stepped up. I really liked her a lot. I feel like she was really different from LZ Silver's other FMCs, and I liked seeing all the other characters from the other books. For a last book in this series, I expected there to be a lot more together moments. Like, I really wanted it to be more the families together all the time, and like everybody from Wild Love and Wild Eyes and Wild Side, everybody coming together. And although there were a lot of scenes like that, it wasn't enough. It wasn't to the point of like Love Arranged by Lauren Asher, where I felt like there wasn't any scenes like that. There were still some, but there just wasn't as much as I would have liked for a last book in the series. It didn't feel like, okay, this is fully finished. You know what I mean? It felt like a book in the series, but not the last book in the series. Regardless, I still had such a good time. So those were just like some complaints, but I loved it regardless. So Wild Card by LZ Silver, 4 stars, and I'm pretty sure I read this on Kindle. Had the arc on Kindle at least. And then, yeah, I didn't read the paperback. Yeah, I read this on Kindle. Yana literally called me in the middle of my filming and we just talked for 40 minutes. How the fuck did that happen? Anyway, guys, where was I? This video is all over the place. You know what I just realized? I'm gonna film my video at the end of the year where I like talk about everything I've read. And do you remember how long that takes me? If you watched last year's, I'm pretty sure it took me like a whole day of me filming. And then I stopped like so much. That's so funny. Okay, but you wouldn't know I stopped this much if I didn't tell you. I'm just very open with you guys. So that is just a burden we all must bear. Oh my god, wait guys. Speaking of, I have something I need to discuss with you. Something very important. Chrismica. What are we, no, not Chrismica. That's Seth Cohen. Bookmiss. What are we doing for Bookmiss? Okay, because I'm doing Bookmiss. I say this every year that I want to try it. This is the year I'm trying it, okay? I'm doing Bookmiss. Now, I need some thoughts and feelings, okay? Do we do Bookmiss like December 1st until December 24th, post every day? Do we do Bookmiss December 1st to the 12th and do 12 days of Bookmiss? I want to mix Bookmiss in with vlogs if I do the 24 days. If I do the 24 days, it'll be like vlogs plus book stuff and like reading and all that stuff. If I do the 12 days, it'll be strictly probably just books, and then I probably won't post again until the last day of the year where I do my full year wrap up. And if I do the 24 days, I'll post every day, and then again, won't post until the last day of the year after that. So let me know, 1 to 12, 1 to 24, what do you think? What do you want? Some ideas for Bookmiss, like any ideas you have of what you'd want to see, like any videos you want to see for Bookmiss, let me know. And I kind of want to start working on that soon. I'm leaning towards doing 1 through 24. I feel like that might be a little crazy, posting 24 videos in the month of December, but I am up for the challenge. I'm very excited about it, so I feel like we could have it done. And then we'd have a break because we wouldn't post we'd post 24 days in December, and then we wouldn't post from the 25th until the 31st, and the 31st would be the last video of the year. So like, I feel like that would be so good. Oh, I don't know. Let me know thoughts and feelings. Anyway, the air turned on. Oh my goodness me. You know what we're gonna do? My camera's about to die, the air turned on, and Lauren's literally about to go put the rest of her clothes in. So I'm going to pause this for a second, and we're gonna finish this wrap up tomorrow. Because we have failed deeply with every fiber of our being. We have failed in filming, but you know what? We got through a decent amount of books from the wrap up. We got through this many, and we got through, I think, like 2 more Kindle ones, because we got through Manacled and Mariposa, and we did Alchemized, Manacled, Feathers So Vicious, Shadow So Cruel, Mariposa, Dream On, If It Makes You Happy, Wildcard, and People Watching. We have 10 books left. We got through 9, so we got through pretty much half of them. Guys, we're good. We're gonna finish this up tomorrow. It's gonna be grand. I'll literally see you tomorrow. Should we do a transition? Will I remember this? Probably not. Let's assume that I'm gonna remember this, and let's do a transition. And then if I don't remember, we can all just point and laugh. Okay? Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. And we're back. See how I remember the transition? Memory Queen. As you can see, Giant's making lunch. He's having a little attitude today. Is that right, love? Right, love?
What?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You see?
What?
Said you're having a little attitude today.
Oh yeah. Big one.
Anyway, I read Hatrick by Chelsea Curto. This was one of the books that really helped me get out of the reading slump that I've been in. Like, oh, I needed this so bad, but I also I needed the books that I read this month, okay? Because I feel like if I would have tried to read this feel like if I would have tried to read this when I was in the middle of my reading slump, when I didn't want to read anything, I think I would have just like accidentally not liked it. And it wouldn't have been the book's fault. It would have been mine because I wasn't in the mood for it. You know what I mean? So I waited until the reading slump was pretty much sort of gone for the most part. And then I read my anticipated reads, which one of them was Hatrick, and it did not fucking disappoint me. This is the DC Star series by Chelsea Couto. You have Face Off, Power Play, Slapshot, and now Hatrick. And Hatrick's my favorite so far. This is Riley and Lexi, and this is like a rehabilitation story. He basically loses his leg, and she helps him get acquainted. She helps him rehabilitate. It's a rehabilitation story is what I'm trying to fucking say. Because he gets in a car accident, and it leaves him with an amputated right leg. And so she decides that she's gonna train him, and she's gonna get him to be able to play hockey again. And they fall in love through that. It's also a little bit of like a friends with benefits agreement. I loved this. Now, Face Off hasn't been my favorite so far. Like, I like Power Play and I like Slapshot a lot, but Face Off, I didn't think anything could top it. The only reason why Face Off is not a 5 star is because I felt like the ending was a little rushed. So when I went into Hatrick, I knew I was gonna love it. This is one of my favorite sports romance series ever. Like right after Windy City, this would be my favorite sports romance series. So I expected a lot and it still exceeded my expectations somehow. Riley, he's like a shy, nerdy with glasses, super cute and polite guy, but then he's not polite in other areas, if you know what I mean. You want a lady in the streets but a freak in the bed? That's what I'm trying to say. You want a lady in the street, put a freak in the bed. I said, yeah, yeah. Riley was the best. He was literally fucking perfect. And I loved Lexi. And I love how they fell for each other, how the story went. I loved how it was sort of a slow burn, but also had the spice elements. I love the group dynamic. I love the fun family. Just everything about this book was perfect to me. 5 stars. 5 stars for Hatrick. Not a single doubt in my mind. And while we're on the subject, we've got Rewind It Back by Liz Tumforty. This is the final book in the Windy City series by her. So we've got Mile High, we have The Right Move, Caught Up, Play Along, and Rewind It Back. This is a 5-star sports romance series for me. 5 fucking star, the entire thing. I rated every book 5 stars. So if that doesn't tell you how much I fucking love it, I don't know what will. It's in my God tier list. It's in my God tier list, and it's the only sports romance there. Guys, Dragon is making a ruckus. Love, why are you making a ruckus? Oh, he's so cute. Come here. Give me a hug. You're so cute. I love you. Love you. Guys, let's let Giant make food. Let's wait. How you guys doing? I'm good. Thanks for asking. I have a headache. I'm drinking water. I put liquid IV in this.
Now I gotta go eat my food in the yard.
I told him if he could eat in the room so that I could film. And this is how he acts. Love.
I know when I can come back inside, but it's pouring rain outside and I'm leaving my food outside.
Love, stop. That's enough. I told you he has an attitude today. Did you see that? Oh my God. Anyway, it's a 5-star romance series for me, sports romance. It is my favorite sports romance series of all time. Nothing will ever beat it. It is everything to me, and this is Rio's story, which I've been anticipating for so fucking long. Okay, it's Rio and Hallie, and this is girl next door. It's always been used, second chance romance. Okay, so Rio is like the funny guy on the team, and he's the one that's always going on dates and never finds the perfect match for him. And Hallie is the girl who broke his heart years ago, and now they see each other again. And they gave everything. If you don't like second chance romance, I beg you to at least try this because I think it'll change your mind. That is how fantastic this is. The only little tiny complaint I have about this book, that's not even really a complaint, it's just the reason why it's not my number 1 of the entire series. Like, my number 1 is The Right Move and then Play Along. But this is not all the way up there because of the fact that I feel like when authors write very sunshine characters, so characters that in the entire series, they were very sunshine, very funny, just covering up their pain with humor, right? They, in their book, show the trauma side of them, which completely understand, right? But then it feels like they get rid of the funny and like hilarious element to these characters because they're so focused on showing us the trauma and the sadness. And I missed that in Rio here. Like, I missed the Rio we saw in the entire rest of the series. But again, it's barely a complaint. I just noticed that authors do that. Like with the Dreamland Billionaire series, Cal was like so fucking funny in the first 2 books, and then in his There was none of that whatsoever. The same with Gipsy in Boys of Tommen. In the rest of the books, he's so funny and lighthearted and stuff, and in his book it was just the trauma, which again I understand because they're masking the sadness, right? Authors are showing us that in the book, but I also want them to still have that element to them that make them so funny. I still want that there, you know what I mean? And I think it's because I relate so hard to these type of characters that I want to see them represented really well. So that's just me being super picky, but I still rated this 5 stars. It is everything to me. I love Rio, I love Hallie. Like she's everything, he's everything. This book, 6 years. This man waited for her for 6 years. And yeah. And the entire ending, guys, this is what I'm talking about when I say you need to end a series well, okay? Like, this is what I was trying to say with Wildcard, that it didn't feel like an ending. This is the perfect ending. It wrapped everything up. Everybody was together. Like, that's what you need to end like an interconnected standalone series. Like, this is the perfect example of that. It reminded me of like the epilogue of Some Kind of Perfect in A Dick to Calloway. So 5 stars for Rewind It Back. Fan-fucking-tastic. I will read anything this woman writes. She is writing the coach with the player's sister next as a little spin-off. Monty, I'm so excited. It's gonna eat. I vlogged Rewind It Back and Hatrick, and in that same vlog, look at my pumpkin. In that same vlog, I did this one, the Ever King, but I soft DNF'd this for now. I'm saying soft DNF because it's different than DNF, right? So like, for instance, I DNF'd the Mariposa book I was telling you guys about yesterday. That's like a DNF. I'm never looking at the book again. I'm never thinking about it again. It's gone out of my brain, right? Soft DNF means I'm not in the mood for it right now, but I know I'm gonna love this when I actually want to read it. And that's what I did with this one. I remember this is like, he's like the king of the seas or something like that. He takes the king of the land's daughter or something like that. So it's a kidnapping trope. And I feel like I would love this. I just am not in the mood. Like I really was not when I was trying to listen to this. And I remember I got the audiobook, I tried the paperback. It just was not vibing with me. And I knew that if I continued, I would rate it low. And again, it wouldn't have been the book's fault. It would have been the mood, you know? So soft DNF for now. I will go back to this because I'm very excited for the series and I know I'm gonna love it. So give me a second. Soft DNF for now. The last paperbacks we have with us is in fact The Wolf King and The Night Prince. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this. Okay. This is by Lauren Palf Raymond, and this is a trilogy. So, book 1 and book 2 are out. Book 3 is gonna come out summer of next year, so you do have to wait. But it's not the kind of ending that, like, Onyx Storm feeling, where you finish and you're like, so now what the fuck do I do with myself until the next book comes out? It's not that. It leaves you wanting more, but you can wait. You know what I mean? So I would highly recommend reading this now. I loved this so much that I read the books, okay? And then I went and got the audiobooks because everybody was saying the audiobooks are so good, and I listened to them. So I not only read these, but then I also listened to it, and then I made my mom listen to it, and I made my bestie Anna read it because I'm obsessed with these. These reminded me how much I love werewolves and how much I need to read more werewolf romances. Like, before, I used to read werewolf fanfics all the time, and I haven't done that in so long, and I need to go back to my roots because
so good.
so this follows a princess, Aurora, and she's kidnapped by an alpha, Callum, and he brings her to the wolf clans, okay? And there is a little love triangle between Callum, Aurora, and Blake. Imagine Callum as like the Stefan Salvatore, the Jamie Fraser type of vibe. Like, that's exactly what he reminded me of. He even speaks like Jamie Fraser, guys. He sounds exactly like him because he's from Scotland. Oh, and he like wears the kilts. Oh, he's amazing. I love him. And then Blake is like the Damon Salvatore, Klaus Michelson type. Now, if we're talking teams, I'm Team Blake.
I'm Pink Clark.
I am Team Blake all the way. I love Callum, like I said. Love him so much. I just want Callum with someone else, and I want Blake with Aurora. I love Blake. I will be Team Blake till I die. And listen, I'm usually on the winning team. I usually am. I feel like with most of these books and like shows and stuff, I pick the right team. So we're gonna hope that I pick the right team. However, we don't know. We don't know because the third book's not out yet. But Blake, just you wait. Read this, listen to this. They have accents in the audiobooks. The audiobook is duet narration. It is so fucking good, so fucking good. 5 stars for both of these. 5 just joyous, fun stars. Like, if I were to deeply think about this, is this an amazing romantasy? No, it's not like gonna leave you being like, oh my god, God Tier forever, my favorite thing in the entire world, I will never shut the fuck up about this. No, but it's so fun, so good. I had an amazing time with the characters, so 5 stars just for that, honestly. Like, and the fact that I haven't had any 5 stars in months, I appreciated this so much more because of the fact that I've been reading such shit books lately. So highly recommend. Please go read it. You won't regret it. Okay, so that's the last paperback we have with us. The rest of the books I read on Kindle or I listened to, and I don't have them. Chasing Forever. I listened to this. I honestly could not tell you a single thing about it. A single thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I rated it 2 stars, so I know that I didn't like it. It was one of those that the cover, again, just like Mariposa, the cover fooled me because I was so excited about the book because the cover's so beautiful, but the book actually was not it. It was an interconnected standalones, and I feel like interconnected standalones should be able to stand on their own, right? That's the entire point of them. Like, if you read the other books, you're gonna get more, yes, but they should still be able to stand on their own, right? With this, I felt like I was missing so much. Like, I felt like by the time I joined the story was already going. Like, it was already in the middle by the time I came in, because you're supposed to read other books before then. So the cover is better than the book, but I had fun. It just wasn't anything crazy, but the cover is so beautiful. So I wish I did love it as much as I thought I was going to. Alas, here we are. Falling Like Leaves, this is another one I listened to, and I'm pretty sure I started to listen to this in one of the vlogs, and then I just didn't have enough time. I think it was my 24-hour readathon. I liked this a lot. No, that's a lie. I liked this fine. I wanted to like this a lot more. I didn't know that they were in high school. I didn't know it was a high school romance, so I feel like that's just not what I was looking for. The cover makes it seem like they are older. I thought it was like a college romance type of vibe. Can't confirm it's not. Like, she basically goes to the small town that she grew up in, and it's like her crush from when she was younger, and it's their story. It was nothing crazy, nothing special, nothing crazy, but it also wasn't bad. So it's just like a 3-star. I'm not actively recommending it, but I'm also not telling you not to read it. If you want just that fun fall vibe and you want like a cute high school kind of romance, maybe that'll be for you. It just was not what I wanted at the time. So yeah, 3 stars. It was fine. Then I read The Long Walk by Stephen King. Okay, so I also listened to this one. I'm gonna go watch the movie right now, actually, after I finish filming, because I really want to see what the movie has to offer. But essentially, it follows this group of guys on a walk. This group of guys who would join this kind of government contest thing that, like, you start walking. Basically, if you go below the speed you're supposed to go, if you stop for too long, if you can't walk anymore, you die. So it's like walk or die type shit. Hunger Games, but make it walking. Okay. And I picked up this book thinking, well, surely that can't be it, right? Like, the premise of it is so cool, but it has to have more to it than that. No, it doesn't. It's actually just the walk. It's in fact just the walk. Now, you can't say Stephen King didn't warn me. I, however, didn't listen. I thought there had to be more to it, and there isn't. So there's that. I will say I hated the characters. They were insufferable to me. Like, I didn't want to cheer for any of them because they were the worst human beings. The way they talked about women, the way they talked about other people, the slurs they used, like, oh, I hated them. When they would just like get shot and die in the streets, I would be like, okay, whatever, because I don't care for you at all anyway, so I feel nothing. And after the initial shock of the book, like the premise of the book wore off, I didn't even care. So, and the ending pissed me off. By the end, I felt like I just took the walk. That's how fucking exhausted I was with that ending and with the story, and like, and the ending leaves you wanting more explanation, which I know is the point. I know exactly what Stephen King was trying to do. I get the point, I just don't like the point. So, 1 star for The Long Walk, and it is very sad to say because I do usually love Stephen King books. This one just wasn't for me, but I'm very excited to see the movie and see if they do a better job. Stay tuned. No, because why does this keep happening? Oh my god. Nobody wants me to film this video. Oh my goodness. You know what? Idea. Okay, we did that. All right, here we go. We only have 2 books left, guys. I swear. This video has felt like my entire life. It has gone on. And now we're just gonna finish it. All right, Love, Mom. This was one of the thrillers I read this month. I was really excited for it because I feel like a lot of people had been giving it such good ratings, and it follows this girl, Mackenzie, if I remember her name correctly. Her mom dies, and her mom's a best-selling thriller author, and so fans all over the world are like, oh my god, I can't believe she died. That's a crazy, crazy thing, blah, blah, blah. And then the investigators are like, wait, was it an accident that she died, or did someone actually kill her? And then Mackenzie, after the memorial service, starts receiving letters signed XOXO Love, Mom, and it's letters maybe possibly talking about the crime. Okay, I was so invested in this in the first half, and the first twist kind of had me. I've seen it before, so it didn't have me that deeply. I've seen it in a Freida McFadden book, so I wasn't like too impressed, but I still really liked the first twist. After that, the story lost me. Like, it had me in the first half, the second half completely lost me. At that point, I just didn't even care anymore what happened. It was just very like anticlimactic. I was like, okay. I mean, there was a little speck of romance in this that I really liked. I was cheering for it the whole time. The ending kind of just left me having more questions than answers, and I stopped caring about everything when they started throwing other twists. Like the first one, I feel like was enough. Maybe we could have done that. It kind of started to get repetitive, you know? So it was okay. Like, no, it wasn't. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Love Mom, more like Hate Mom, 2 stars. And honestly, that's me being kind, because I hated it. Lastly, I read Beautiful Torment. This is a mafia dark romance. Hell yeah. It's not just mafia. It's also It's Always Been You, kind of second chance, and it's also a masked MMC, a protective MMC. Yes, highly fucking recommend. I read this and I immediately told my mom she needed to read it too, because it's just so fun. Like, you won't want to stop reading it because it's just fun. It's one of those that, again, it's not going to change your life. It's not going to make you rethink all of your reads before this because it's the best one ever. It's not going to do that, but it's going to be so fun, and you're going to be invested and interested the whole time on the drama and the family, and you're going to be excited for other books because this is the first book in this mafia series, and there's going to be other ones, and there's like crumbs all around. Now, I feel like this author has other books that I haven't read, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is The Empire of Kings, right? I feel like she has other ones. This one is Angelo and Abella, and there's gonna be, okay, see, the next one's gonna be Pretty Prey. That one's gonna be Gabby's story. Okay, I'm excited. And then this author does have other books. I see it here. Okay, so she has like Reaper, Ghost, Saint. Oh my god, wait, she has a lot of books actually. Which series is this? Boston Underworld? I want to read that. I want to read that a lot. I don't know why. I really want to. Boston Underworld. Anyway, I really liked Beautiful Torment. It's like, there's like some punishments, if you know what I mean, some spicy punishments. Angelo comes back into Abella's life after being gone for quite some time, and you'll understand why when you read the book. And he's part of the Cosa Nostra, and it is the underworld mafia, possessive, I can hurt you but no one else can kind of thing. You're gonna be with nobody else but me. Found family, a lot of crumbs of the other characters that are gonna come in and are gonna have stories. And like I said, the author wrote other books. Are they good? I don't know. I cannot fucking tell you. But I really liked this one. So 3.5 stars for Beautiful Torment. We're done, guys. We're done. Those are all the books I read this month. Well, not this month, September, which is so fucking many, honestly, but we had 5 stars. We had a Hatrick, Alchemized, Rewind It Back, The Wolf King, and The Night Prince. Incredible. We had 2 1 stars, 1 DNF, 1 soft DNF, and a lot of 2 stars. Okay, so we had some misses, a lot of misses, if I do say so myself, but also a lot of hits. So to me, that's a fucking win. At least we're out of our slump. I'm done with this video. And I know you guys are too. Goodbye. I can't believe it took me so long to film this. Like, make it make sense. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you on Wednesday.